they finally released Ironheart, even though they finished filming it like in 2021. It's been a long time now. They released the first 3 episodes. Next week, they're releasing the next 3. And one thing I want to get off the top, because this is the really sad part. I'll be honest with you right away. Not a big fan of the show. I have general reasons for why I don't like it, and it didn't really land with me the way I wanted it to. But at the same time, I've been seeing other negative reviews by certain creators. You know who they are, that are doing nothing in their reviews but being blatantly racist, saying the most awful, unbelievable things. And I am so glad that TikTok and other communities are finally calling these people out and saying how horrible they are. But now getting on to me specifically. All right, so a couple of things on this. So starting off with the show, one of the things I don't like, well, actually, let me get on to the positives before I get into the negatives. So I'll say the couple of things I do like about the show. So for one, I like the idea of where they're headed. By the last episode, it was finally getting interesting. Like the third episode, they'll release the next 3 next week. But by the third episode, I was finally getting slightly invested. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And from the trailers, they're painting this whole magic and technology angle where like Riri is going to be able to fuse the two and work them together. I think that's actually a really cool idea, and I can't wait to see how that goes down, because at least that will separate her more from Tony Stark, Iron Man, and all that stuff, and give her own thing. I don't think we've ever seen that, a person who builds their Iron Man suit but uses magic at the same time. Like, that's such a cool combination. I like that for Riri. I hope they explore that more. But what they have done so far is just a show I'm not interested in. I want to like the Riri Williams character. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt, but the way the show is setting her up, I don't think is doing any favors. They also do her a disservice with her as a character, because then she's so hell-bent on making her own Iron Man, and I don't think the show comes up with a good enough reason for her to want to do that, because she says it herself. I'm smart enough to do anything. I could be making money doing anything, but if I make an Iron Man suit, then people will pay attention to me. It didn't make that sense. And they give another reason later on that's connected to her stepdad. Okay. I wasn't a big fan of the AI she creates. I like the idea that it's like, oh, it's based off someone she knew and all that, but it just was not there for me. This whole angle that she pairs together with this criminal crew. I'm just not interested, unfortunately. It was not doing it for me. The other things I'll say about it, Anthony Ramos as the Hood, somewhat interesting, but he just does not feel threatening as a villain. If anything, the only character that is actually like getting me interested to see where that goes is, what is his name? Guy who played Harrison, or whoever who played Han Solo, Alan and Enrich. He's actually a pretty interesting character. It feels like they're setting him up to be a villain though, and whatnot. But I do like his character. He's starting off as like this guy who gets pushed around, nothing, starts teaming up with Riri, but you can start to see the little crumbs of like he's tired of being pushed around. And once he starts to get some of that stuff, and the backstory with him, I thought was cool too, because it ties him back all the way to the first Iron Man movie. And I was like, okay, I kind of like that. But it's the only interesting part about it. Everything else, not even for it. In fact, the most people I will say that are liking it are like the female audience. Like when I'm scrolling through TikTok, most of the positive reviews are coming from the ladies, and that's cool. My lady, she liked it more than me. But she also like, what, after we finished watching 3 episodes, she was like, I don't see what the point of this show is. Why did they give her a show? And that's what it feels like. It just it feels like the homework that I talk about all the time with the Disney Plus. It feels like I'm just watching it to keep up to date with it. I'm not going to say the show isn't like awful or terrible. It's just there. It exists. Like it's you could watchable, but I have no enthusiasm for it. If this was coming out week to week, I would not be looking forward every week for the episode. But like I said, they're starting to finally lean into some interesting things towards the end. But those first 2 episodes were really a drag. I am curious about this magic technology angle because I think that's fun. But I don't think they're doing any favors to Riri. I don't think they're setting her up for any uniqueness. The story and all the other characters are pretty flat for me. It just wasn't for me, guys. So I'm happy for you if you do like it, and I'm still going to finish the show, and maybe the next 3 episodes save it for me. But right now, it's one of those shows that I'm watching to keep up with the homework of the MCU and to be in the know, but it just wasn't for me, unfortunately. This I guess 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 right now for me on all those fronts. But yeah, if because that's such a cool element. I wish they would have focused on that because I think that's a cool idea that Riri, someone who is so smart and is already uh can build an Iron Man suit and do all this. If she starts then looking into magic and looks at magic through the eye of science and how she can like manipulate that into an Iron Man, that is such a cool idea. And that makes me interested in Ironheart more than just her being, someone like Tony Stark who's smart and can build their own suit. That magic element makes me curious, but other than that, I don't care. And there's rumors that Mephisto could show up in this. Do we even care about Mephisto now? He should have shown up in WandaVision way back then. Throwing them in here feels like a waste, if I'm being honest, So we'll see. But yeah, it just wasn't for me. Just wasn't for me. Honestly, I much preferred Agatha as of right now. I thought Agatha at the end of it all was actually a pretty fun show. Wasn't anything amazing or great, but I was like, I actually had fun watching Agatha. This, I barely started having enjoyment towards the end. So those are my thoughts on Ironheart. But hey, if any of y'all liked it, please let me know. Please let me know.